Hey, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Fridays Are For Friends. I'm here with an incredible artist, Trish Osman. Can you walk us through the story behind Love and what inspired it?
Yeah, so it was around a time where I was watching a lot of Vampire Diaries, and the love chemistry between the characters in that show kind of really inspired me to write that. So I wish there was a better story. I really do. But Vampire Diaries, to
Is
be completely honest.
is that usually where you get your inspiration from shows, or is it more
Not
things that happen in your life?
not too much. Sometimes I can draw like inspiration from TV shows or like movies or something. For the most part, it's kind of like my friends and their situationships, or like I tap into past things and kind of just go from there. So,
Yeah. And how
yeah.
did you create your sound? Because you have this like playful acoustic pop type of sound. How did I guess
Yeah.
you fall into that?
I think for the most part, I like to say I'm more of like a quiet singer because I didn't want anyone to know that I sang. So I kind of like kept it to myself, quiet, like guitar playing. That's why I'm so like soft spoken when it comes to all that. But for the most part, just listening to a lot of Ed Sheeran, James Bay, and kind of tapping into their artistry and how like calm and just relaxed everything was. So.
Yeah. So what was the decision to then start releasing music and letting people into your world?
Honestly, I have always wanted to do it. So it was more so just like, if you don't do it now, when you're 30 and you're looking back, you're gonna regret it. So release the music. So it was more just like you got nothing but time. So, just do it.
Yeah,
So.
100% agree. And I know you handwrite your songs. What, I guess, prompted you to do that? Because in the era where phones are in our hands 24/7, a lot of artists
Hmm.
do just write it on their phones. Why do you feel like you should, and what benefits do you get, do you think, from writing it down on a journal?
Yeah, so I use my phone to record. So that's why I like always write
Mm.
everything down versus like doing a voice memo because then I don't know, it feels like just more authentic because it's easier to have a page in front of you and a pen just write your feelings down versus like today I woke up and that guy like drove me insane. It's just easier to write it down and that's kind of where I
Yeah,
started and I keep it going.
yeah.
So
So step by step, what is your creative process?
there's not really a whole step to be honest. Sometimes it's like a matter of can't go to sleep. Let me get some thoughts out, some feelings out, and then other times it's just random. But there's not like a set. I think it's just whenever I feel like this creative call just kind of like coming on, I'm just like, okay, write something. Don't just be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later. Just write down. Even if it's like, I'm angry, like write where you're angry and keep it going.
Yeah. So how did your childhood shape you into the artist that you are today?
So I grew up in Trinidad, so everything is music, music, music over there. So that's kind of like where I started to fall in love with music. And the hardest part of that too is like their music is so different to the music I write. But just growing up and being around music all the time, just I needed
Yeah.
needed to be in that scene.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with soca because my family's Jamaican,
Yes.
and I remember when they finally made it to the World Cup and Soca
Mm-hmm.
Warrior came out. It was like, yeah, party in the street. So to hear that
Oh
you were
yeah.
raised on that music, but then make the music that you do now is just like, yeah,
Mm.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Um, was there a specific moment when you realized this is what I want to do, be an artist?
Um, when I was like 2 or 3, I knew it because I would sing for all of my neighbors back home and then like them clapping and everything. I was like, I like that. I love everyone doing that. So like a stage full of people, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. And speaking about like being that person that everyone claps for, a lot of people clap for, Olivia Rodrigo, Tate McRae, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people compare you to those artists. How do you feel about people comparing you to them?
Honored. I love their music, and Olivia especially is one of my inspirations for like songwriting wise. So the fact that people can listen to my music and be like, "You remind me of Olivia," I'm like, "Check, I'm doing it."
Yeah, yeah. So
So
how would you define your style then?
very pop, girly, sad girl type of vibe. I'll reach out into the happy side of things.
Hmm.
That's coming, but for the most part, just like songs you want to listen to in your room and if you want to crash out, you can crash out to it. If you want to
Yeah,
just cry, you can. Stuff
yeah.
like that.
And we see that you've been doing incredible on social media. You hit 160,000 followers, I believe. How do you keep showing up for yourself daily? Because that's one of the hardest things as musicians and creatives is we're amazing at creating, but then sometimes when we're trying to promote ourselves, it tends to be the hardest. How do you, I guess, have that motivation, or if not motivation, the discipline to continue to show up for yourself?
It's a hard thing, I'll tell you that. I say the people that you surround yourself with is honestly such an important part of that, because there will be days where I make a video and I'm like, this is it, and it's not it. It doesn't reach the amount of people I would love for it to reach. And other times I just like throw something together and it reaches so much more people and I'm just like, that's insane. But when you have like a good group of people behind you, just always supporting you and being like, you know what, there's ups and downs with everything. You'll be fine. Just keep going, be consistent, and you'll be fine. So I think just the people you surround yourself with, for sure, makes the biggest difference.
I feel that. And not a serious question, but more of a lighthearted question. If your music were a person, would they be the main character, the mysterious love interest, or the messy best friend?
I feel like they'd be the person in the corner, to be honest, like the back of the room in the corner. I can't lie, because I was just like the shy person, so like my music probably reflects that. It's just like that little girl who's like back there like, I know the answer, but I'm not gonna say it. Or maybe the main character. She grows up to be the main character, but she starts off like in the back by herself.
She developed as the main character. Love that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for people to hear more of your music. Can you let them know where they can find it?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, quite literally everything. Everything is Trish Osman or Usman, whichever one you prefer to pronounce it. But yeah, I'm on all of that.
How do you spell it for people who
Oh, I got you. So it's TrishOusman.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show, and so excited for people to hear your music. And thank you to the audience for listening to another episode of Fridays Are For Friends. Peace.